This is Mark, and there is Paulette who is eating.
So Caesar salad.
I'll be asking the questions. And we are here with Jeff. And Jeff has his own YouTube channel called Papaw Got a Gopro. And he's also a subscriber to the Two Travelers in Mexico, and I will leave a link to his channel in the description. Now, Jeff, we're wondering, at what age did you decide that Mexico was going to be the place to retire to?
It was just a few years ago. 3 to 5 years, I came to the conclusion that it was going to be the best thing for us. And my wife, Sherry, wife of 35 years, it's been about 2 years for her on a visit to Cozumel. She looked around and decided that it was a good idea. And so that's when we began our research. We had been many times to the beach locations, but once we decided that it was a good idea to look at Mexico, that's when we started looking at it from a retirement perspective, which is much different than looking at it from a beach vacation perspective. I'm 57 now, so right around 52, 53 is when I decided.
Now, Jeff, do you have any areas that you're looking at specifically?
We really like Acamal. We like that area there very well. We've been to the Acamal area 6 times on 6 visits, I believe.
Oh my goodness!
Yes.
Wow.
And but this past January we visited Oaxaca City, and we really liked the weather. We really liked the people. They have an international airport right there in the city, and it was a fantastic visit. We have some other places on our radar: Cuernavaca, maybe Querétaro. We do want to visit San Luis Potosí. We watched what you guys did with great interest. Our number one location right now is Oaxaca City, and we really like the location. We like the people, we like the food. It's very true what you hear about the food in Oaxaca City. We like the parks. The weather is right up our alley, and so Oaxaca City's leading right now.
Are you going to import your car? Are you going to bring it in with you? And are you going on, what type of visa are you going in on?
Kind of a combination. I will go directly to a permanent residence. My wife will most likely do a temporary for 2 years, because we want to bring our car with us. It's a car that has low mileage, and we want to keep it. It's a great car, and so she will just be a temporary for 2 years until the car is 10 years old and meets the criteria to nationalize. But this is what we were talking before. If someone hasn't been to Mexico and hasn't really researched, but they're looking to possibly retire there, my best suggestion is to just do a 180-day tourist visa, just to get your feet wet. There's nothing wrong with doing that at all, and you're not overcommitted.
Yeah, and you don't have to go through that whole process. You know, the paperwork, starting it, finishing it within that 30 days. You know, starting it once you cross the border and all that. It pretty much gets your feet wet, and you know, in that time, in 5 or 6 months, you're gonna know. You're gonna know, exactly. We've lost track of the number of times we've been to Mexico. Which is very good, by the way. That's an awesome statement that he made.
We've been to all of the usual beach hangouts, thinking that those would be good retirement locations. We very much like Acamal. Acamal is almost a second home to us, but the heat and humidity, I think, will be a little bit too much for us, and so we're looking inland. We're looking to get a little bit of elevation and some good weather, And Oaxaca City, Cuernavaca, San Luis Potosí, and Querétaro are all right in that sweet spot for the weather that we're looking for.
Yeah, it is pretty nice there, that's for sure. So let me ask you a question. When your wife does go ahead and nationalize the car too, she's going to become permanent at that
Yes.
point, because
Yes.
I think she has to.
Well, it's the vehicle is in her name right now, and we'd like to keep it in her name. My vehicle is already a 12-year-old Toyota Corolla with 200,000 miles on it that's in my name. It's not going to make the trip to Mexico,
Right.
but hers will. And so in order to nationalize it, yes, she will transfer. That's when she'll graduate
Yeah.
from temporary to permanent, because the tip, the import issue,
Right.
goes with the visa.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
so, yes, and so that's the plan now, and of course plans do change, but that's where we're looking at now.
Okay. And you're going to be moving from what area to Mexico?
From right now, we're in Little Rock, Arkansas, and we like Little Rock. We like Arkansans very much, but we're retiring in just a few years.
So Jeff, my last question to you is, if you were to give some advice to somebody considering Mexico, what advice would you give them?
I would say, first, watch all the videos from the Two Travelers in Mexico,
Woohoo! Nice plug.
and just go visit. Find a location that interests you, whether that be on the beach, Mexico City, Guadalajara, Morelia, or any of the other places that we've talked about, and just go visit. Try it on for size, see if you like it. And if you have visited and you're considering, then just continue your research, learn more, get more informed, ask questions. I often, on my YouTube channel, I describe myself as an insufferable know-it-all. Ask us questions, we'll give answers.
Yeah, and my other suggestion goes along with what he's saying. I would suggest, if you have particular areas, go on YouTube. YouTube is a great way to find out information, see pictures, get an idea of the areas. And also my second suggestion is to join some expat Mexico groups. And like you said, you
On
can
Facebook.
ask questions. Yeah, on Facebook, because you can ask a lot of questions there too.
Yes.
So that's my suggestion, and we thank you, Jeff, for taking the time to
You're very welcome.
sit with us and let us interview you and have lunch with you. And
Thank you for visiting Little Rock.
yeah, and visiting Little Rock. This is our first time here in Little Rock, and I tell you what, and this is the God's truth, I'm liking what I see in Arkansas. It's very green, very friendly. The people here are just phenomenal. We're just having a great time passing through Arkansas. Maybe we'll be back.
The motto is the natural state.
The natural state, because of all the green.
Yes.
Yeah, I believe that. All right, well, from the Two Travelers in Mexico, like I always do, love you guys,
What she did.
and we'll see you in the next video. Adios.